Hey folks, Thrifty Gamer 83 here telling you why not to buy Grand Theft Auto or continue to buy any of its series. Really, it's a relevancy issue. Grand Theft Auto to me was groundbreaking in its time, but as someone who enjoys a good novel, hence The Jugger by Donald D. Westlake, writing as Richard Stark, it really seems that in Grand Theft Auto 5 that they split the three personalities of Parker down through narrative and through different tokenisms. And it's really hard to see why people don't pick up a novel and read it. I'm really disappointed in the Grand Theft Auto series. It can be seen as a revolution in video gaming, but more or less it's a tired gimmick and formula. Somebody owes me money. That's the bottom line of Grand Theft Auto 3, which continues into Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, Grand Theft Auto Vice City, Grand Theft Auto 4, Grand Theft Auto 5 ad nauseum. It really is. It's difficult for me to say never buy a Grand Theft Auto game again, but in reality, there's only so much of the source material which they can take and derive. And it used to be that gamers thought it was derived from, say, The Godfather, or gamers thought it was derived from Scarface. Both are excellent films, in my honest opinion. But Grand Theft Auto is no revolution. There's no revolutionary thinking behind it. It's not a bad game at all. It's just a tired format and formula. It's tiring because most of the time people overhype and overhype and overhype it as something we've never seen before in gaming. But when you see it in novelizations, when you see it in novels, like Westlake's, like Robert B. Parker's, then it just becomes stale. And Rockstar would benefit greatly from telling those who purchase the games, well, if you like our game series, why don't you take a look at what inspired us? Because it's not just The Godfather, and it's not just Scarface, but it's novels of anti-heroes and of anti-establishment figures. And Parker, Robert B. Parker, the Boston author, never got his just due respects. And Donald D. Westlake, the New York author, never got his respects. It's hard, in the span of time, as someone who enjoys literature and enjoys reading, that Rockstar basically contributes to illiteracy by not promoting the inspirational sources, by not even staging the questions of whether or not adults and teenagers who play games, if their parents allow them to play the M-rated games, should be reading these novels, should be inspired by these novels. Not to commit acts of violence, sure, but just to be inspired, to read, to write, to be the next generation of authors, and have that, to be able to do that, to have that will and that knack to write. This is sourly disappointing, in my view, with the hype and controversy of the first-person sex scenes of Grand Theft Auto 5, remastered, redone, re-high definition, whatever. Nothing will ever beat a novel like The Hunter. And unfortunately, it's basically beating us over the heads with controversial material. It's nothing new. The schema is old and tired. And I'd like to say I'll enjoy Grand Theft Auto again, but I know I won't. I know that there's probably going to be in a span of time where people will say, for relevancy's sake, that yes, it's not just movies which inspired Grand Theft Auto, it's novels as well. But our generation is a generation of mindless fun and gun shooter mobs. And that's really being honest about it. There are other euphemisms I could say, but I try to keep this kid friendly. And I try to keep it adult friendly as well. Which is why I don't rate M games, but why I'm giving my spiel on how I feel about Grand Theft Auto. There's nothing groundbreaking about it. Yes, it looks nice. Yes, it looks glossed over. Yes, the stories are nice. But in Grand Theft Auto 5, it's basically taking a look at 3 different personas of Parker and breaking them down into token figures. And then you have the tokenism of Grand Theft Auto 4. Well, let's make Parker a Russian. And then Grand Theft Auto 3, where his name is Clyde, and he's as silent and surly as Parker and the Hunter. Really? I've collected Parker novels. I've read Puzo's The Godfather, and there's nothing really groundbreaking or revolutionary in the ideas which are handled. What could be considered a disappointment in the series is that, unlike Parker, the character has no moral compass. Parker has a limited moral compass, at least, and has emotions, and really, they amp up the anti-establishment figures and the anti-hero figures, but it's really nothing new. I'm disappointed in Grand Theft Auto. I'm not going to lie anymore about it. I used to enjoy playing it for hours on end, but it's really just tedious now. And whether or not Rockstar realizes it, people have to start bartering on, and this isn't calling for censorship, but this is calling just to have that sensibility of the source and giving it credit. Without Westlake, I don't think nearly half of the storylines or the missions would have come about. It's hard to say. It is really hard to say. Never buy a Grand Theft Auto game again. But, you know, I can get used to it, because I'll never play them again. And I really don't mind. Okay, folks, what I will be looking at next week is Kingdom Hearts. There we go. There we go. This is the non-greatest hits release. I really do enjoy playing Kingdom Hearts. Rant, rave, love, hate. Click that subscribe button, folks. You're doing me a favor. You're keeping the show on the air. Over and out.